So, a lot of people that I know are sitting out there and they really are just one accident away from losing it all, y'all. Are you one of those people? How do you know? Are you sure? Do you think? I think that's not really good enough. All right. We'll be right back and we'll see y'all in just a second. We got to do that thing that we do, and you know how it is. Be right back, sirs, ladies, peoples. Here you go.
Paying too much for trucking insurance? What if you could save more by making one simple phone call and keep more profit? You could very well do just that with one simple call to Seabright Agency, 800-366-6466. Call now.
Now here's a question that all owner-operators and small fleet owners should consider. What happens when you access the unrivaled advantages that are available through the ES Advantage program? We asked Jeff and Charlie from Contractors Corner to share their thoughts on how they've been able to utilize the discounts and services that are a part of the ES Advantage.
So we started looking for a way to save money on fuel. And we were turned on to the ES Advantage program for fuel first. And so we got a hold of Jeff Reese, and he ran us through that program. And man, we were starting to save. And then we started talking to them. Well, we saw their website and we said, Jeff, what's this thing about insurance and accounting and
Right.
You lease trucks? What?
Right. And that's the thing, is we only knew it as a fuel card. And when we started digging deeper, I mean, we ended up getting hooked up with an insurance provider, Seabright Agency, and they created an entire insurance program just for us and our people. And from that, we've learned that, now there's even more potential. There's a greater opportunity, and it's completely opened up our eyes and broadened our vision into what it is we're trying to do, which is help people do better. Wrapped with the ES community just makes that process so much easier.
Now, if you're an owner-operator or small fleet owner and you would like to learn more about how you can drive savings to the bottom line of your business, the ES Advantage program has the discounts and services that deliver the kind of unrivaled advantages that are designed to help you improve your overall operation. Get connected with the ES Advantage today.
Well, we're back, and Rosie's trying to throw my dog out the house.
Stop.
She's like, "Get out!" And my dog's like, "I don't want to."
Baby.
It's like herding squirrels. I don't look. Get up here, Jeff. The heck, man.
Why?
Hey, don't lie me. You know what? You're doing
What's the point?
Bye.
What's the point?
Thanks for noticing. Oh man, Chris was first, Craig was second, Dennis was third, Matt fourth, Jim Wall high. Jim Wall. It's funny. He's like, "Hey, are you going to be talking about me?" It is kind of an appropriate show to talk about him. But not necessarily. Red bearded biker 91. Charlie is lame. Whatever. Shut up, Matt.
It's not wrong.
Stop. James Bond, good to see you. Michael Fowler, Life on 18 Wheels. Undertaker, TK, what's up? Quick hit, nice to see you. Day cap. No, I don't want to match. No. Everybody says they want to show up there and fight, but nobody will show up and fight. Just saying.
So before we get into it, is anybody out there in the West right now? Got a little bit of weather going on in Northern California there from what I'm reading. Got guys, we got new guys on some of the Facebook forums that I'm part of that are asking questions like, how do you untangle those tri-rail chains? Everything I do seems to make it worse. Chris, I am in a good mood, and it's absolutely because of my custom Western Star.
Exactly. Hey, Ida. Good to see you. What's up, Narc? Always in the background. He's always lurking. Quick's gonna buy me a drink if I go to Matt's. Almost worth it, but I can't do it.
When is Matt?
Trucker Todd will be there. That was his big announcement last week, in case any of you missed it. So I'm just saying, some of you really, really want to go see Trucker Todd. Now
Is he going to be there with his phone again, saying, "So I want to interview you"?
Quite possibly. Looks so professional.
Red Bear, you ran out of the storm. Is that what you're saying? I know Charlie doesn't care. He never comes to my neck of the woods, but
yeah.
But yeah, they've had the chain law up on there on Donner since yesterday, I think. And
I'm
then
down
they
to
shut it
2
down.
cars a day. Sorry.
And then they shut it down. They shut it down for a little while. I don't know if it's open back up yet, but guess they had some spinouts up there. A couple wrecks, things like that. Don't mess with that ice, guys. You know, we got it on the East Coast a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, that claim's gonna hurt you. Just saying.
Yeah.
Speaking of claims and such. Chain law and Flagstaff today.
Yeah.
Last night. Yeah. Good
I've
stuff.
I've seen that once before in my 20 years.
That's crazy. 5 minutes in, Western Star mention check. Look, that's because you started it, Chris.
I usually bide my time and look for my opening. We got it done early today.
Good God, man.
Hey, Charlie went at least 3 shows that I know of without saying it's a thing.
Oh, it was more than that, bro. It was so down low and low key, like nobody even noticed. It was a trip. Jod, he might have a sponsorship from JB Weld. just stop him. Yeah, so I'm down to 2 cigars a day right now.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying, pretty proud of myself. I tried to not have another one today. It would have been only one, but then I wussed out right before the show, and I kind of panicked a little bit. So I went and bought a couple. So there you go. Whatever. We reviewed a rollover accident today with us from out west from high winds.
Can you say whereabouts the rollover was, Ida?
And can you give me the truck number and the driver's name? No, never mind. What a jerk, man. Why would you want to even ask that?
Well, you know, I keep an eye on Wyoming because I have to go through there to get home usually. So I do just keep an eye on it throughout my time out here, just in case I get a load out that way. New Mexico. Okay. And today I saw that they had the restriction up for 20,000 pounds GVW and under.
Right.
Some other guys were saying that they saw 50-mile-an-hour crosswinds.
That sucks.
Did I tell you, Charlie, the last time I went through Wyoming, the first time I've ever seen a truck in front of me do this. I was like, oh, shoot, he's going over.
Right.
And I slowed down. He did not go over.
Have you not ever had that happen to you?
No.
Oh, God. That used to be when I decided whether or not I should keep going.
It's when you started the lean?
When I saw the tires come up off the ground, that was time to stop.
Yeah, I pay attention to the signs, Charlie. So one of the things that's changed since you were out here is that the state of Wyoming actually on the reader board, instead of saying, oh, look out, high winds, and just leaving it to your imagination, they're actually, the new reader boards, which are much bigger than the old ones,
right,
actually say what the sustained wind is, what the expected gusts are, and how heavy you have to be legal on that road. And there was it right around Christmas time, I guess. It was probably when I was leaving the house the month before Christmas. The sign actually said high profile vehicles less than 50,000 pounds were restricted. That's the highest I've seen it go, though.
Look,
and it was hairy, man. I parked it.
right. Well, maybe you'll get some snow now. I mean, if Donners get 8 feet, maybe you can get an inch.
Yeah, we got some snow last night at the house, apparently,
Oh,
but it
yeah?
melted off by the time Donna went to work.
Oh, that's
But she
nice.
did say it looked like it was still snowing up on the mountain.
That's good.
So that's good.
Oh, look at that. If Narc wins the presidential election in 2028, he's going to make us co-FMCSA directors.
So question, Narc, does that, as government officials, as federal government officials like that, does that give us the right to do insider trading like all the Congress people?
Right? I mean, I just,
Without getting in trouble?
I mean, look, there was one that was a waitress, and just a couple years after that, she's over $150 million. I mean, that person's over $150 million.
Yep.
And had no job in between that.
And
So,
but
$150
what I
million.
think though, Charlie, is that in the grand scheme of things, when the thing does the thing and the stuff, and what the important thing here is that people serve. You like that?
It's fair.
See, I too can do word salad out of my butt.
I like it. But what I would say is because Narc and so that's what I think. Oh my God. Chat, you guys are doing awesome. Thanks, man. You guys are keeping me amused tonight. Let's see. Brian. So I guess the time is right. I'll be adding this dry van trailer as an asset to my business. Nice. I've decided that I have the funding to make it happen, so I might as well grab the higher percentage. There you go.
Yeah.
Wow. 53 was getting 4 to 8 feet too by Bakersfield.
Wow.
That's ridiculous.
Well, that's up on the pass though, right? That's not down in the valley. There was when I was early in my career, Charlie, I was at the Lancaster. Is it Lancaster? I always get them mixed up. Is it Lancaster or Lathrop in California? Lathrop, right?
Lathrop.
Yeah. And the Grapevine was closed because of snow. And me being me, not knowing any better, right? All these guys are just in there watching the Weather Channel. There's more people in there than you've ever seen in that terminal before. Just sitting there, waiting for the road to clear. Well, I called 511 because we didn't have good internets back then. Called 511 and found out that road was open going over to Valdosta or whatever. I called Dana and I said, hey, the road's closed, but if you reroute me this way, it's an extra 150 miles, but I will make on-time delivery if you do that. Otherwise, I'll stay here.
Right.
And you know what she did? She rerouted me and I got paid for all those miles.
Yes.
And here was the interesting thing to me. I went in, I'm like, hey guys, did you know that you could do this? That road's open and Swift will actually pay you to go around into LA. I ain't doing that, man.
Right.
Okay. I don't know how long you sit.
Then sit, bro. I mean, whatever. Don't cry. Don't let me see you crying about sitting, man. Good God.
Yeah.
Those people always crack me up. Oh, dropped my pen. Sorry. So, Tim, time to stop. But what if you're dozens of miles away from legit parking? One, that's kind of a problem with your planning. I mean, it's legitimate. Don't get me wrong. And sometimes things just do really pop up. Do your best to slow your roll and get to a safe location. You know, safe and legit may not be the same thing, but safe is my key. You know, Rosie, I have just to throw this out there, I have never lost a steer tire while driving. While I was at the wheel, have never had a steer tire go flat. Rosie did this week. Just saying. Wasn't me. It was her. She was driving. Anyhow, So she's like, "Oh, this is weird," and I'm like, "That's a crazy sound." As I had just fallen asleep and heard this weird noise, right? And I'm like, "Next off ramp." We didn't even make it out of Florida yet. That's what sucked about it. We got to exit 460, pulled off down there, and then it got real bad and real scary sounding. And I'm like, "Just get on the off ramp shoulder, get in the dirt, let's go." And yeah, the steer tire on the passenger side was completely flat, not destroyed on the outside. It did destroy the inside of the tire from the rim spinning inside there without any air. It almost pushed the tire off just as we were getting stopped, but it was still on the rim, and the rim never touched the ground. So I was pretty happy with that. Rosie didn't have an actual catastrophic tire failure, which I'm pretty happy about, because catastrophic steer tires, not great. That's bad. So anyhow, we ended up, to go back to Tim's thing, we actually ended up on the off ramp, not the safest place, but we really couldn't get any further than that without actually causing damage to the truck or creating a safety hazard, right?
Right.
So, I mean, at some points, and there was 2 trucks parked behind us on the ramp. So I felt pretty comfortable that, for anyone to hit us, man, they were really going to have to do some work to get through those other 2. Just saying. Narc, pre-trip. So here, let me tell you what I believe happened, though. I did ask the question, and neither of us, normally I get out and, pre-trip with her as she's getting ready to leave, and neither of us did a proper pre-trip that night, Narc. So I can't say for sure, but when I looked at when I inspected the tire afterwards, I noticed in the center of the face of the tire a mark like this with a hole in the center, and it looked like the cap of of like a big piece of metal or something, right? And a hole through the center, and it kind of looked like a screw hole. I mean, it was kind of jagged in there, and I didn't know what it was. When I looked inside the tire, however, what I saw was a perfect hole that cut out a plug just smaller than the width of a pencil. So whatever it was hollow, because it actually cut out a perfect circle. And when it fell out, it was just free flowing, man. So it was a quick airdrop. Because that's a pretty big hole. I mean, I'm just saying, like I said, just smaller than the diameter of a pencil. And it was perfectly round, perfectly smooth, and it was kind of freaky looking. Anyhow, but yeah, full disclosure, neither one of us got out and looked at tires that night, which is odd for us.
Ida, are you taking notes?
That's okay. I don't mind. But no, I mean, okay, actually, let me back up and say neither one of us looked at our steer tires that night, because I did go around and check all the drives and the trailer tires. For some reason, I skipped steers, and Rosie didn't do tires at all that night, right? It was just weird. And of course, that's when we get the flat, right? Going back to Tim. So yes, you got to find the safest place you can at that point, brother. It may not be a legit truck parking place. You'd be surprised how many big shoulders or wide spots or whatever become the only truck havens out there in those situations. I mean, that's better than being stuck on the highway itself.
Right.
I mean, Lord knows I've seen trucks, when they shut them down, and you've got trucks in the fast lane, the slow lane, and all lanes are blocked by trucks that are parked and can't move and getting snowed in deeper. Yeah, for real, Ida. There's so many. Oh my God. Anyhow, but yeah. So I mean, it was legit. I mean, and that's a legit thing to call us out on. I will absolutely take that and admit it freely. I mean, I'm not going to lie about it. And I'm glad you asked me, Narc, because I may not have volunteered that, but So yeah. But yeah, Tim. So, or anyone, sometimes you just got to find a safe spot. Otherwise, you could be in that one claim away thing.
Yep.
And you could, in fact, lose everything at that point. So, hey, T-Bone, good to see you, buddy. I mean, look at look at the things of coverage. Coverage is a good one. Have you ever dealt with your insurance company in a claim situation? Right? Do you know how they're going to handle claims? Do you know what kind of response time they have? I can tell you with, my insurance carrier, that I thoroughly enjoy the response time that they have. We've gotten a lot of really good, reviews on that and that sort of thing. When we were dealing with Swift Insurance, those of us that were on it and ever had a claim, that was a whole different world. That insurance was not made to help me.
Half the time you couldn't get a hold of anybody over there.
Yeah, and I was parked in the Salt Lake City yard one night and had another contractor drag his trailer across the front of my T680 at the time. Right? So we had the same insurance. Guess what? I didn't get anything of. Nothing extra, that's for sure. They barely replaced the damage and wouldn't talk to me about the downtime or lost time that I had because of it.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, you got no recourse, bro. What? I'm like, I'm out of work because of this guy.
I did get them to compensate me for downtime once. I had a student fall asleep behind the wheel and put us in the ditch.
Oh, Jesus.
Now, dude has some mad skills because he drove into the ditch and right out of the ditch.
Nice.
But he pulled all the sensors off the bottom of the truck. So all the ABS and everything.
Yeah, that'll do it.
So insurance paid for that. And then I asked Lee, I said, so because of this accident that a student had, I lost about $300 in revenue because somebody had to repower the load. And they actually gave it to me. It was weird. Of course, $300 is not $1,000, right?
Right.
So,
yeah, no, it's just, and I'm not trying to sell our insurance specifically. I mean, I would like people to get that insurance because I know that, the people handling ours really actually handle their job. But, if you're using a carrier's insurance, just understand that insurance probably isn't geared towards helping you or being your advocate.
I'm going to add to that, DJ. DJ says, don't admit to fault to an accident on YouTube,
right?
Especially if you're driving a yellow truck. I'm just going to put that out there.
Right. There's lots of them. Mm-hmm. What's that? It was quick for me when I had students at Swift. When he crunched my fairing, I didn't have downtime either because I could get a rental. That's a thing. However, rentals nowadays come with risks involved with them for contractors.
Yes, they do.
Especially those who, aren't used to having one of those cameras in your truck because, those cameras will get your contract killed in a heartbeat if you don't know how to actually operate with one. I'm just saying.
So Tim, again, I've never seen daylight between the road and tires before, but I do drive Wyoming quite a bit, and I just slow down and get to that next safe place to park. Because in Wyoming, parking on the side of the road, you might just blow over right there.
Yeah.
I want to get off that road. And in Wyoming, it's not pleasant, but they have all of those truck turnouts that are just for trucks.
Right.
That are on fairly level ground.
Hopefully
those
you
are
can
everywhere.
get into the wind or something. I don't know.
Yeah. So
don't park broadside.
Right.
If you're that like
years ago, Portland got a big storm that came with a lot of wind coming through the gorge.
Right.
And it was right at Christmas time. And I was getting off my Christmas vacation. I roll into the terminal to go get an empty trailer. In that first row, remember the old terminal, not the new one, the old terminal. You came right in, the shop was on your left, fuel island to your right, and the row of trailers was right in front of you. That middle trailer was like dominoes. All those trailers were on the side.
Or if your kid gave you a inspection without looking at the truck and using JB Weld to seal holes in air tanks, that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
How you doing, DJ? Good to see you, man. Glad you're here. Just saying. Whoo. Oh God. Anyhow, but yeah. So what kind of shape are you in financially? Because that's something you need to think about. One, you're going to probably have some sort of deductible, right?
Mm-hmm.
The lost time. What if you get hurt? Is your business going to survive that type of thing? And if you don't know for sure, you really need to start looking at that. Like an arrow, like pointing into the wind. That's what I would do. I mean, anytime you can, you want to be nose into it. I'm just saying, and hope. Yeah. What that say? My policy with 10-4 insurance has a $5,000 per month coverage for out of service situations due to accident. Nice. I also have breakdown insurance that will even cover towing with a $500 deductible. That's good policy. Then I'm gonna say I like it. I just hope the claim service and all that is good. Because I mean I don't know. I've only dealt with 2 insurance companies in trucking, so wait, this is a good question. I asked my former trainer how windy was too windy to drive. He told me that if the side of the trailer hit the pavement, stop. That's fair. That's a good metric. In all seriousness, that's probably not good advice. Well,
hey, Brian, I have a question for you on that. So your your out of service policy, basically, is that an add-on or is that just part of the FISDAM? I'd be curious to know that. Or if you're like most of us, you might not know. You just pay the bill every month.
Right.
Which is fair.
Yeah, this is a good fix too. Just drill holes in the side of your dry vent so the air flows through.
There you go.
I like that.
Hey, Charlie.
Yes, sir.
Did you take your tape measure to that hole in your tire? And was it by any chance a 10 millimeter hole?
It was not a 10 millimeter hole.
Okay.
Definitely not.
I was wondering if one of those sockets that I've lost over the years made its way over to Florida or something.
Yeah, you and Narc, 10 millimeter sockets. I'm just saying. No, it was this size, like legitimately. Look. I even have it.
So, not a spoiler, because it's a very minor thing in the book, but in the new Skippy book, Charlie,
Oh God.
Margaret gets Joe a tool set that's all 10 millimeter sockets, like 20 of them.
Nice.
And all of them disappear within a year.
Makes sense. Makes absolute sense right there. Yeah. Damn, Jeff got jokes tonight, right? He's all lit up on fire and stuff. I'm just saying.
Well, my neck hurts worse than it has in about 30 days. So I'm feeling pretty good today. This is me feeling good.
I like it. Look at this. Close up. Yes. That's the man right there. I'm actually pretty good too today, man.
So, resting B face instead of resting pain face.
Right.
It's an improvement.
Whew. So So the way I understand it, those fairings actually help because they limit the amount of wind that can actually get up underneath the truck and trailer.
Yeah.
Which actually causes lift most times. It's not just all broadside. It's that something, the wind gets underneath and lifts it like that. Wait, like that, kind of, away from it. Broadside is bad, yes. I mean, just to the side of the wall. But when it gets bad is when it gets underneath. That's why they tell you to slow down, because now you have less air moving underneath you, the lower pressure.
Yeah.
Right. So they say slow down and you're less likely to tip over. And it's because you're reducing the pressure, the air pressure underneath the tractor and trailer. So therefore it's not wanting to just, I don't know. It's physics, whatever. Let's get into it. That's funny. Let me go back. Progressive will write the check the second they finish the estimate, and they do not care if you fix the vehicle or not. Well, that's fair. We actually had somebody do that. They took the check and didn't fix the truck, and guess what? They got sued to fix the truck, and they had already spent the money, and they still had to pay it. I'm just saying, it sucked.
Yep. So T-Bone, taking like behind the cab, those fairings, because that's not going to do anything to help with blowover. What it is going to do is it's going to drop your fuel mileage by about 0.5 mile per gallon.
Preach. Just saying.
I can't remember the formula, but the larger the gap between truck and trailer, which is helped by those fairings, by the way, there's a certain amount of fuel mileage you lose for every inch of gap. So you're gonna want to really think about that if you're talking about the ones on the back, the bat wings. Man, I started a whole thing with that 10 millimeter socket.
I'm better. Thank you. Good call. I had jokes. Not one was appropriate for anybody. Just saying.
Yeah, Redbeard. I mean, if you have a reason for taking him off like that, he's going to put his motorcycle on there, on the back of his truck. But know what it costs you. Always know what it costs you.
Yeah, my gap is pretty tight.
So
between truck and trailer.
Right.
I actually had my fifth wheel slid all the way up. I had a guy come up and look at me the other day. He's like, hey man, because he was new, we were running reefers. He's like, how far can we should we put that up? He had his slid all the way back, and he said he was worried about the reefer hitting the cab. And I'm like, bro, same truck that I had. I'm like, look, all the way up. I've never moved it. It just sits as far up as it can go. And I mean, the gap, I'm probably less than 18 inches in gap. And the reefer does not get close to the cab. It's, it just swings perfectly. So, yeah, I don't know.
The only time I had to move my fifth wheel back was I did some round trip stuff for Hobby Lobby one time, hauling those 40-foot containers.
Right.
And if you don't put the fifth wheel all the way to the back, the landing gear will hit your tires when you make a turn. But that's the only time I've done that.
Right. Actually, you lose performance for every inch you're along. Dude, he asked. Look right there. That's legit. I was simply responding.
It's not performance like of the engine or anything that you're losing. You're compromising aerodynamics.
I see what you're doing, T-Bone.
I'm ignoring it. I'm answering the question as it is stated. Okay, Narc.
Oh man, that's great. Oh my, I just saw that one. I feel like I shouldn't put it up. Anyhow.
Yep.
But that's funny as hell, Narc. I'm just saying. If you're watching this on the replay, you'll know what we're talking about this point in time. I'm just saying, whatever. 37 minutes in. That's funny. Anyhow, so getting derailed on a real topic. It's funny. I don't even know where to go with this right now, Jeff. Fix me, save me.
I'm reading through comments. Brian answered my question. He says he believes that the coverages are add-ons, so just like with Seabright.
Nice.
It's required with the terms of his financing on the truck, which I think is interesting. The breakdown and towing is an add-on as well, and he's used the breakdown once, and they answered right away.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah, I mean that's interesting. Yeah.
I know lots of female paratroopers, sir. Just saying. Just saying. Dude, we had this girl, she was awesome. She was the baddest paratrooper I ever met in my life. That girl was just crazy hard. In a military sense, right? We called her Bob. When she was in uniform, her name was Bob.
Okay.
Loved that girl. She last I heard, she was living in Oregon, up there and like on the top of all that flatness up there, way up, way up.
Mm-hmm.
And her husband was also in my unit, paratrooper Tim. He's now a state trooper, or was. He's probably retired now because we're like old. I know, man. They whistle on the way down. Stop it. What is he even talking about? I don't even know. I think he's talking about, if you drop a pipe out of an airplane, it'll whistle on the way down.
Mm-hmm.
Anyhow, she was bad, dude. I dug that chick. Her name was when she wasn't in uniform, she was Melanie. And there was a distinction between the two, because when she was in uniform, dude, she'd like run around with a 60 on her. We had her up on a roof in Haiti, and she was up there a freaking heat casualty, and still calling out on the radio. Should I pop him now? How about now? Can I get him now? Oh man, I love that woman. She was awesome. But yeah, so let's see. Breakdown portion, getting a AWS warning. Yeah. So FYI, Walmart DC in Brundage, Alabama will not allow you to drop Abilene trailers. I don't know about other Walmarts though. Huh. That's interesting.
I had a problem with the Target in Colorado one time with that. I had can't remember which kind of trailer I had, but it was one of those kind of like with Abilene where that company had just gotten brought into the fold.
Right.
And so I had that trailer. It wasn't MS Carrier, it was someone else. But yeah, they did not want that trailer.
Dude, I was on a broker load one time. Was supposed to drop a Swift trailer off, right, and pick up a load. It was a night logistics load.
Mm-hmm.
They had inadvertently loaded it on a night trailer.
Oh.
And they told me specifically I could not drop my Swift trailer.
Really?
And they wouldn't allow me to hook to a night trailer because I wasn't from night. It was a whole thing. They ended up having to transload it anyhow because the trailer door on the night trailer was literally hanging off.
Mm-hmm.
And they loaded it like that. So, they ended up taking it out of the night trailer, putting it into my Swift trailer, and then it was all fine to go, but that was weird. T-Bone, Sosumi, yeah. Hey, girl. Been a minute. Hope you're doing well.
Ida says that they don't have the Abilene trailers connected to the Swift in the Walmart system yet.
Yeah, that's fair.
There was somebody that was posting on one of the Swift groups. One of the first guys to pick up an Abilene trailer, and they could not figure out how to attach that trailer to him.
Right.
And it was loaded. It was like at a Lowe's or something like that.
Nice. You're about to be a dispatcher. Where? MS Carriers. I remember all they had was cab overs. at some point, yeah, way back. You're old, man. Just playing DJ. Love you, bro. Oh man. Yeah, and a lot of people just don't know that Abilene is now owned by Swift outright. I mean, they were before, but now they are just being merged in. No more
they're being brought
Abilene.
in, they're being folded in like MS Carriers was.
I have seen brand new Abilene trucks that were not green with fancy new graphics on them. I thought that was interesting. Although I did see a green one too with brand new graphics, and they had them. I like the new graphics on it, to be honest. But they are very Swift centric, or Night Swift centric, I should say. You know, they all got that kind of color pattern and backgrounds and things like that. Yeah, pretty chirpy. Saw a couple of new trailers.
Nice.
Right? Because that's how Ida rolls. She's like, don't you know, if that had been me with the first Abilene trailer, I would have created that equipment in our system. Because she's awesome like that. I'm just saying. She'd be like, oh, proactive.
Yep.
We have people that like to not clear trailers off of our trucks before they dispatch us over at the Tarjay. Don't check to see that trailers have been moved before they assign you loads. I'm just saying. You know who they are. I'm just saying. Maybe you don't. Maybe you need to. What? I'm not talking bad about your people. Maybe. Is Gary back yet? No, Gary's a good one for it, but
okay.
No, he's been out for a couple weeks. I texted him. He texted me. I texted him, and then nothing. I worry about that guy. We call him Gavin. We were on Texas loads, and he's like, "Hey, give me a keychain from Texas." So they didn't have one that said Gary. The closest we could find was Gavin. So from that day forward, his name was Gavin.
Nice.
Yeah. Everybody looks at us weird when we walk in the office and they don't know like what the hell's going on, because we'll be like, "What's up, Gavin?" They're like, "Bro, his name's Gary." Shut up. You don't know. Cherry, whatever. Swift should buy Bison Transport. Ah.
Sure.
Oh, he's back tomorrow. Nice. I miss that dude. He's one of the people I just walk in and hug when I see him. Like family. Just saying. Yeah, you better spell her name right. I'm gonna tell her what you just did. Just saying. Rosy, girl. Dang. Talking about Titi Josie. What's wrong with you? Trying to catch a whooping? Little Mexican lady gonna beat you. She ain't scared. What?
I'm telling you, man, the only reason why Tony's still alive is because he's an old man and Rosie took
That's
pity
true.
on him.
That's true. It auto-corrected. Sure. What? Yeah, I know. It kills me. You should see the things my phone auto-corrects. So we have this little app for Target trailers, right? And we have to, take pictures of our trailers and write the description of the damages and stuff that we see. And I'm constantly using the word deep scrapes. For some reason, I had missed the C so many times that now when I type in scrapes and actually hit the C, it wants to default to deep S rapes. I really got to pay attention to this stuff, because sometimes I just send it and I don't even look what it said. Oh man, that's not good. Just saying. Oh, wait, what's that? Now I will say there is something in the system that kicks the Target trailers out of service every 30 days and kicks back the loaded calls. I'm just saying that, look, listen, Linda, listen, Linda. Didn't happen when Leon was working. What? Everybody used to talk trash about Leon. Just saying. You know why? right at the beginning of his shift, he went in and made sure that all the trailers that were going to be going that night were moved to the right location and were good to go. Just saying.
Hmm.
You know, night crew. What? I miss that guy. I had a major war with that guy. It was awesome. And then we became friends. Found common ground. Like to talk trash about truck drivers. It was fun. Oh my God. I had that problem also. For some reason, when I use Google's AI and ask for financial advice, it sends me pictures of Trucker's Coach. Right? I'm just saying.
How do we get in on that?
That just proves that Google AI is broken. Gemini, whatever. But by doing so, he was proactive. Just saying. I love you. I miss running that Target account when I can't down. Bro, quit drinking. Put the bottle down. Just saying. Your fingers are drunk. Excuse me. So yeah, back to the insurance stuff, y'all. No, DJ, I heard that dude that went to work on the cement trucks, he was a jerk, man. Like he didn't know anything and he was just a bad dude from what I heard. That's a fair statement right here. Whatever Trucker's Coach says, do the opposite and you'll be rich.
Yep.
You know, Jeff and I find that, you know, when people do the opposite of what we tell them, they lose money every time. Just saying.
They even lose their trucks.
And then get another one and do the same thing over and over. Just saying. Alexia Richardson. What? Where'd that come from? I'm just saying. I ain't scared. You scared? Say you're scared if you're scared, but I ain't scared. Just saying.
We can get that on. I'm just saying.
No, that's legit, Ida. I mean, he needed it. Just slid in there at 3 a.m. and threatened his job. Oh, she's a good boss. I dig her. She's got a great style. I'm just saying. Yeah. Yeah. So this was the other bummer about that blown steer, by the way. Not blown, flat steer. All they would bring out was a freaking Goodyear tire. So now I have a 16-ply Goodyear on the passenger side and a 14-ply Michelin on the steer side or on the driver's side. So at the very least, I have to buy one new tire to match the Goodyear, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't want to do. So that really means I need to buy 2 more steer tires. And the spare that I had was a steer tire, but it was $275 and not a $295, which is on my Freightliner currently.
Oh,
so it's still a violation because of, granted, the size difference is almost negligible, but it's a mismatched pair.
Right.
So I was screwed either way. It didn't even matter, man.
Sometimes that's the way it goes, man.
Right? You know. Oh my God, DJ, that would be right. Double coin trailer tire for my steer. That'd be fantastic. I would have drove that to the closest Love's, which was just a few miles away, and just replaced it there at that point.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, that's a bummer. Swift's tire program, like if you call with a breakdown for a tire, only Goodyear.
I think they have the Goodyear people running that part of the call center, don't they?
Yeah, it goes directly to a Goodyear provider. It sucks. I don't like it.
Hey, so good thing happened because when I have my annual DOT inspection on my custom mushroom star, hey, I told everybody that I got mismatched tires up the yank.
Right.
At least all my tires are the same size now.
That's helpful.
Because I pointed it out to the guy and I'm like, check this out. And he's like, oh, that ain't right. I'm like, yeah.
Oh my God. Got to get steered before you leave Mercer next month. That's fair. There's some things I want to talk about that we can't talk about yet. Things that are coming soon. That's a bummer. Insurance related stuff, Jeff.
Like what I put in the private chat.
Oh, what? I missed it. That's what I was thinking about.
Yep.
Bro, I didn't even see that. That's funny. Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking about. That would be fantastic to have that information because that's been a problem.
So, Brian's got a pretty good thing going with that towing thing, by the way, because what we found out is that like tows anymore, thousands of dollars for a tow anymore. I once got towed from Milan, New Mexico, back to Albuquerque, and it only cost me about $800. Not anymore.
Right.
That was a 70-mile tow, and that would have cost me thousands in today's market.
Dude. So what I paid? I paid from the Target yard to the Freightliner in Lake City, which is like less than 10 miles.
Mm-hmm.
Cost me $800.
Yeah.
And that was just because they were being nice.
Well, remember we were talking to Tony about one of his claims that he's been working on.
Mm-hmm.
$100,000 tow.
Right?
$100,000 for a tow.
Good God. Got to pick it up. Need a big old boom arm, separate tow for the trailer, all of the things that come with that, with the cleanup crew, the freight transfer people. Oh my God, man.
Yeah. It can get expensive, man.
Lord help you if it's a reefer trailer and you puncture the fuel tank.
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole nother ball game. I'm just saying. But yeah, so I mean, these are all things that are super important. I'm just saying. Should probably know what your coverages are. I can tell you towing's not a big coverage in ours right this moment, from my understanding. I could be wrong. I don't know everything. I try. I know people think I know absolutely everything, or they think that I know everything. Does that make sense? That come out right, Jeff? I don't know.
My mama told me if I don't have anything nice to say, to not say anything at all.
That's fair, bro. That is fair. DJ's 92 International took a weekend off, wanted steer tires replaced, came back to pick up the truck, and they had put trailer tires on it by mistake. That's fantastic.
Really?
That would suck. God, I'd be upset.
Yeah.
Oh, I had a new kid put on directional tires to back the wrong way. Yeah, steer tires. He was baffled. You know what's funny about it? Is he then broke down the tires and remounted them. All he needed to do was switch the entire rim and tire to the other side.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything. I just watched it happen.
Oh, you should have seen the guys in Phoenix. The only guy that knew anything at all about balance beads was the main tire guy.
Oh, my God.
And I watched him. And he was standing right there, and he let those guys mount those tires and then said, now, what about those beads? He made them take them off and put and bust them open and put the beads in. I thought that was rather entertaining.
Right? So even I can go a step further than that. Same loves, different times, same loves. I was replacing the front drive axle of tires, and said, please put beads in the tires. And I watched them, and they put the entire package of the counteract balance beads inside the tire. So the outer package that has all of the, valve stem, extended valve stem, the caps, the stickers, and all that other stuff, plus the inner bag of beads. That was fantastic. And their own supervisor watched them do it. And just as he started to roll the first tire out to put it back on the truck, I said, hey man, where's my valve stems and caps? He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, they're in the big bag for the counteract. He's like, what do you mean? His boss walked over. He said, yeah, bro, you put the entire package in. You didn't even look at the package. You didn't read the bag. It says on the bag, remove contents, put that in the tire. And he let him do it. Just saying.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to let people learn a lesson that way.
Yep.
Pain creates change.
Bet he doesn't do that again.
Right? Let's hope. And if he did, maybe he should not be there. Just saying.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So is Narc still here? Because I got a mechanical question for him.
Narc, report. Oh.
You might know the answer too, Charlie. I don't know. You've been around the block a few times.
Are you calling me? Never mind.
Oh no.
That's gnarly right there. Man, that ain't no joke. I've only seen
watched the
videos
guy
of it
mount a
happen.
tire to a rim, hook up the airline, his phone rang, and he walked away. 5 minutes later, boom.
Right?
Well, that's why they put him in those cages, right?
Yeah, man. That's gnarly, dude. I've only seen one blow up in a video, and I thought, boy, and that dude almost died. So just saying. Yeah, exactly.
It's a tire, like having a bag of valve stems in them. Yep, Narc is here. You want to roll the commercial real quick, and we'll hit it on the other side?
We'll be right back, y'all. You're either running your business like an owner or like an employee. And if you're stuck in that employee mindset, you're leaving money on the table. Company drivers wait for direction. Business owners create opportunities. Company drivers chase miles and just drive. Business owners chase profits and know their numbers. Want to run a real business? Start tracking your numbers. Know your cost per mile and start saying no to bad loads. Drop I run a business in the comments if you're done thinking like an employee. If you want to take this mindset shift further, join the Road Warrior Entrepreneurs community at www.rwedrive.com, where we have profit boosting strategies, coaching calls, and real road warriors winning together. Anyhow.
Okay, so Narc, here's what's going on with my truck.
I dropped a link in there just in case.
Cool. So if I sit for a while, okay, my ABS light on the trailer goes on.
Okay.
But when I put it in drive within a couple of feet, the ABS light goes off.
Okay.
So what could be causing that? It's only when I'm sitting that it goes on. Every once in a while, it'll go on when I, like in Indiana with those rough roads, and then it'll go off after a little bit. But it's weird, right?
Same trailer or different trailers?
Same trailer.
I've known some of those to have, like, get moisture in them and sitting. It kind of puddles.
Okay.
But I could be completely full of it. Because as soon as you start moving and things start shaking, I don't know. Quick says it's normal.
Okay. I mean, if the light's not on,
other smart mechanical dude. So
if the light's not on when I'm driving, that's all that matters.
Right.
It's just weird. Like I'll wake up, turn the truck on, and oh, my ABS light's on. Shit. Then I'll drive to the fuel island, and by the time I get to the fuel island, it's off.
It's the nut behind the wheel.
Maybe.
DJ nailed it. Just saying.
Well, I was wondering if it goes through some sort of boot up sequence or something. Maybe.
So
And it's just getting stuck somewhere in that sequence until I move. Because when I was at Swift, that happened with some of the newer trailers, and it would go off after I hit the brakes a couple times.
Right. You got no device connected. All right, here you go.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
Good to see you. Or
Yeah,
not
that's
see you, you know. Here you.
that's normal. If you're gonna sit there and idle, that light comes on as soon as you move the truck. It goes out. It's just the way the system works. There's nothing to worry about. There's nothing wrong with it. This
People-
truck does it. A lot of trucks do it.
Low ABS light fluid. That's definitely the problem.
That's probably it. Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
ABS light fluid. Don't mix it up with blinker fluid though. You'll have an issue.
For real.
Yeah, you'll have a big issue.
Yeah, it corrodes the lenses, right?
That too. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, ABS fluid is not the same as blinker fluid.
I like this answer also. Voltage issue.
It's just weird if you let it. If you're sitting there, let's say you're out in Phoenix and you're idling or whatever, and that truck's idling all day, you're doing a 34 or whatever. That light's gonna come on. And if you look at a lot of trucks doing that have been sitting there, that ABS light's on. As soon as you move the truck, it goes away.
So I get a lot of it, just not a lot, but randomly, my trailer ABS light comes on, right?
Mm-hmm.
But not the physical light on the trailer itself, just the one on my dash.
Huh.
And it'll be there for a while and then shut off. Because I'll actually go back and check to make sure that it's connected because, you know, if the
Yeah.
light's not connected. I don't want to get hemmed up over that because that's just
Shim the pigtail. Put you a cut seal. Pick up the pigtail and shove it in there.
I actually, that was one of the problems I had on my 23 was I had to twist my pigtail, get tension on it so it would stay always turn in one direction, right?
I always just put a cut seal in there, just shove it in there on one side. Sometimes like the marker lights won't be on one side.
Nice.
And you put that in there and it turns on and the ABS light goes off too. It's just wear and tear in your pigtail. That's all that is. Because all they do is sit back there and bounce around and shit with these bad roads, and it just wears out.
So another thing that a problem I've had with my 26 now, which was freaking annoying, if I had my marker lights turned on or all of the lights turned on, and I was hooking to a new trailer and plugged the pigtail in with everything on, I was constantly blowing marker fuses. Only thing I can think of is there's something funky inside my pigtail, and when I'm first pushing it in, it's just creating enough of a short somehow that it pops that fuse, right? Which
inside that plug, like if we're turning tight all the time, and you know, we might get a bind, it's pulling on that plug pretty good. So the plug might need to be opened up and all the frays put the back where they're supposed to be and put back together, or just replace the whole pigtail all in one. So those things get beat, dude, from doing tight turns and bouncing around and just catching on shit. You know, I mean, you don't have the spare, but you got the bracket,
right?
Well, it gets caught up on the bracket and the spare, and it's just you can hear it back there every now and then banging on stuff. So,
but here's the funny part: if I turn all my lights off and plug it in, and then turn the lights on, I'm fine, man. I haven't popped since I started doing that, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna fix it.
Yeah, it's just the shock to the shock to the system. You know what I mean? So,
man, it's crazy, dude.
Yeah,
and dude, I went through like 10 fuses in like 2 weeks, and I was like, what the heck, man?
Yep.
And then I tried it for fun. I'm like, I'm just gonna turn the lights off and plug it in because I kept trying to troubleshoot it in my head and what could cause that. You know, the surge, maybe just a weird movement when you're plugging it in because you know I'm kind of weird the way that I move my hand since this wrist doesn't move. I do weird things anyhow.
You probably need a new pigtail,
and it's brand new. That's the thing.
I know they get beat up, dude. They get caught and they snag on whatever's in the back of the cab,
right,
and shit like that.
Yeah.
But and all the different fuses, there'll be a fuse for the top row, There'll be a fuse for the bottom row. There'll be a fuse for the brake lights. It's just got to know where your fuses are and what fuse to grab.
Right.
Yeah, Charlie knows about weird fuses.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that extra one in my freaking ECM line was ridiculous. God, don't even bring that. Why you bring that up, man?
I didn't bring it up.
He did.
Yeah, you did. You're in detention. Bye. No, just kidding.
This is gonna be the welcome to the Quick and Charlie show. Because
I was just playing. Dude, I picked up office paper, like paper.
Right.
It says 44,000 pounds. I'm at 79.8. There's no that stuff's 47,000 all day.
Right.
And I gotta pull 26 with it. I'll do it in the morning so I can see. Truck's gonna be hating life.
Right.
Yeah, it's heavy.
T-Bone said, seriously, take a small flathead screwdriver and check the pins in the box and spread apart a touch. Yeah. So I would agree with you. That is definitely one of those troubleshooting steps to take, but not in this case because it was every single trailer I picked up. And I found that other people with the same year Freightliner, the 26s, were also having a similar problem and they didn't know what it was. They thought it was actually just the trailer because some of the trailers, so get this is hilarious. Some of Target's trailers aren't wired to my marker light fuse. I don't know why or how. But I had a dead marker light fuse and hooked up to a different trailer and all the lights on the trailer worked.
Do you have the new one with the electric brake knobs?
No.
Okay, I hear that's a problem. Even with the new Volvo's pretty bad with that. So
I was curious how that was going to be, man, because that's just another electrical piece, right?
One more thing to break, man.
It is. We're just having all kinds of problems with them. But my next one's going to be probably a Peterbilt Ultraloft.
Really?
So yeah, this truck's got almost 400,000. So the next Peterbilt that comes in, I'm gonna grab that. Then I'll order another 1,000,000-mile truck. I don't know what color yet. I'm still deciding. So yeah, go back to the Cummins. But this Volvo's been good, but the new one, I don't trust it. And it's nice. It's nice.
Tim, people are messing with you, bro.
Yeah, we gotta stop that. Tim, I love you. I appreciate your innocence. I would have loved you in the Army because I'd have had you searching for grid squares and canopy lights forever. Yeah, definitely no fluids for any lights. Just saying. Love you, man.
We're trolling. That's been a troll for many years.
Right.
Yeah. That's an old school truck. Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, so I'm just so stuck. The new T680 has the electric brake too. That's weird.
Well, it's all step by step towards those autonomous trucks, Charlie.
Right. No, I get it.
Everything new on these trucks is a step forward towards that project.
Yeah. I mean, it's smart research. It's the best way to research it.
I actually had a guy in one of the forums on Facebook post, you guys that can't drive a 13-speed double O, rah, 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 rah.
Right.
What are you going to do when them robots take your job? And I'm like, hey, brother, you're right there with everybody else. I got news for you. These automatic quote unquote transmissions,
right?
They're automated assist manual transmissions, bro. They've already solved that problem.
Exactly.
You can't even find a manual truck anymore to buy.
It's really hard.
Everything's auto shift now, man. Unless you order it. But yeah, most of the stuff at dealers or at all this stuff, it's just old fleet trucks and they're all auto shifts, man.
I was reading an article the other day, and even in the automobile market, the four-wheelers.
Oh yeah, you can't find one of those either.
It's like 98% automatics now.
Yeah.
The only way to get a stick is to order one, and it needs to be one of the muscle cars or something.
Right.
A basic car with crank windows and just plain Jane. That way you have no problems,
Yep. Kind of miss some of that old stuff. But I got to tell you,
The new stuff is nice. Yeah.
I was so against auto shift trucks, right? I mean, for years I was talking trash about them. I'll never get one that night, never gonna get a new truck. I'm gonna keep owning nothing but old trucks. And then I got one because I was falling apart personally, physically, in my neck and my back. And man, I gotta tell you, I like it.
The early auto shifts, one pedal, they sucked. When the earlier than that, they had a clutch pedal. They still had a clutch. Those were okay. They were better. But the early auto shifts, two pedal, man, you couldn't even hook up a trailer without snapping the kingpin off or backing into a dock without driving through the building. It just, it was bad. It was bad, man. Real bad.
Yeah, that was my experience. I actually, they put me in a loaner truck because I had to run out to Phoenix, and my truck was having an EGR, the last EGR valve I ever put in that. Anyhow, so I drove an automatic out there, and I think it was like a 16 or a 15 or 17, something like that. And man, I tried to back into a dock, bro. I about killed that building, and I bounced off it and hit it again. And bounced off it, and I'm like, Jesus! I still got
you have to 2-foot it. They didn't have hill assist, none of that stuff back then. You got to 2-foot that truck.
Now, man, with my automatic, dude, I can. It's funny because my goal is to make it so Rosie can't feel me touch the dock.
Yeah.
And when I set the brake, she's like, "What the hell?"
Hooking up a trailer. When the trailer was a little bit lower and you got to squeeze up under it, it's like you're giving it gas, and you got to have your foot on the brake. As soon as it gets under the trailer, you got to smash the brake pedal. Otherwise, you're knocking the kingpin off or the fifth wheel through the back of the sleeper.
Right.
It's crazy. That sucked, dude.
But they're pretty awesome now, man.
Oh yeah, they're butter. The Volvo one's pretty nice.
What I tell people is that all these guys that say that like the automatics are dangerous or whatever.
Right.
I don't know, man. Stop blaming your tools.
Learn to drive it.
Learn how to drive it.
Right.
Yeah. And then when you're going down a hill, you start slow, go slow with the J gun. If you hit the brake too hard, it'll downshift.
Right.
So you got to be in the right gear. Now, if you're on a slippery condition and it downshifts, you got a situation. So you got to learn your truck.
Oh, yeah.
There's people out here driving up and down hills with a cruise on. Just
yeah.
So I don't know, drive the truck.
I don't know. I ain't gonna lie. So in good weather, up and down hills, I'm in cruise, man. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yep.
I set it to what I want it to be, and it does it, man. That's the crazy part. It's fantastic. God, I love it. It's like no work coming down a dry hill anymore. I literally, like at the speed's 55, I set my cruise at 45 and let it run.
Hey, Charlie, you know that you can put it in manual, right?
Yep. I did not know that for a long time. I kept hearing people talk about it, and I couldn't figure out how to do it. And then one day I actually pushed in that economy performance button and held it for some strange reason, and it went to manual. I was like, what?
Yep. Yeah, a lot of them are programmed out. They're not even programmed, so we can use that. So I think mine works. But I really never use it. So.
I've seen people commenting about that their company doesn't have that as an option on their trucks, and I don't understand why not.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially if you're driving up north in the wintertime. I mean, if I'm on a patch of ice, that 20 to 30 miles an hour trying to get to a place to park, I put that thing in manual because it'll go up and down, up and down, up and down. Once your drive starts spinning, it'll start shifting. So you got to put that thing in
let's
manual.
grab some gears.
And if you're heavy and you're starting on an incline, drop it down in the first to save the clutch, because you can get clutch abuse pretty bad. And these clutches, they're not cheap. And if that goes, you're screwed. I mean, a manual clutch, you can tell it's going, but when this one goes, you're just done.
Yeah.
So you can take off in third gear, fourth gear, whatever when you're empty. But when you're at gross from a light going uphill, drop it in the first, man. Yeah. It ain't gonna go no faster if it's in second. It's just better for the drivetrain. That's all.
You know what?
I
have one hill in any of my routes that actually is a problem for the truck because I start at a red light, and I don't know what grade this thing is, but it might as well be straight up to my truck. I mean, it just doesn't like it, right? So I push the little button, I push performance. What the performance button does, it doesn't do anything for torque or any of that in my truck. What it does, it extends the shift points a little bit.
And
So
it'll shift every year too. That's how the Volvo will actually shift every year.
Hold, higher RPM. So what I do is I know I'm not getting up that hill at more than 22 miles an hour on a good day. So I let it shift from first to second to third to fourth.
Let it work.
And let it sit where I sit at like 18 miles an hour and just hold the pedal there, and it'll hold that gear, and I get up without it trying to shift, up, shift, down, shift, up, shift, down, shift.
Yep.
Fabulous.
It'll get that hop going too. If it's in the wrong gear, if it wants to take off in the wrong gear and you don't go to first, it'll get that bounce, and that's how you lose a dry shaft.
Yeah.
Now you're not going anywhere. You hear a bunch of banging around back there. It's like, you just lost your dry shaft.
Big truck drive shafts, they will cause some damage, man.
Oh yeah. Take off air brake chambers, sensors, all. Listen, and don't lose the front one because that's gonna take out tanks.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, forget about it. You're done for a while. And if you own it, good luck to you, brother.
That's right. Hey, it's gotta last, man. Be nice to it.
Right.
Talk to it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk to mine tomorrow going up this hill.
Yeah.
Come on, baby. Be good. I'll get your wash with later on.
I am a bit heavy-footed off the line for some reason because my brain keeps telling me that everybody that's on the line with me, we're racing.
Yeah, but that's why I go to drag strip.
Right?
That's why I race cars.
I have to catch myself, man. I'm constantly like, stop, bro. You're in a truck. Stop.
Yeah, just let it work, man. Just take it easy. It'll go. Just
it'll
go all the time. But as soon as you start beating on it,
I don't recommend trying to follow Charlie from Vegas to Phoenix on the back roads.
Oh, going across, what is that? What is that, 95?
We were bobtail.
I can get down with the bobtail.
We were jamming, man.
Yeah.
I had my did I have Chewy then?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good.
I raised the question of the color of smoke I was seeing coming out of your stack.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good at apex and turns too, like on ramps and shit like that. Apex was pretty good. Bring back the road racing days. Like, let me just take this to the inside. Why is this car slowing me down?
I'm looking at the lines I can follow.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop down and get in the dirt here a little bit and the gravel and come over here, let it drift out in a big truck.
Yeah.
Straighten the turn out.
Matt asked us, does your truck not sense the weight for it to pick up the gear? My 19 T680 does.
Yes.
On the Freightliner, it does and it doesn't.
Right.
The Volvo does sometimes, but it won't go to first.
It'll sense the amount of torque it takes to get going and adjust accordingly.
But it usually takes a couple start and stops for it to happen.
Yeah, it takes a couple of starts and stops, but it does adjust.
Yeah, it uses the load gauge too on the rear suspension.
It drives me nuts in my Freightliner, like because I come home Monday nights, right? So I come home bobtail, and when I leave the yard, that thing wants to shift from first to second to third, and I'm like, stop it, man.
Yeah.
I'm expecting it to be in like fourth or fifth and actually get up and go, because I'm pulling out in front of people, right? Because I got to pull across the highway, whatever. And then it's like first, second, I'm like, oh, I'm in trouble. Hit the median. Because, I forget to swipe the paddle up to the right gear. So it takes a couple of times. It usually takes me about 5 or 6 stops for it to re-register and go, oh, we can start in fourth or fifth now.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, I'm going to jump out of here and eat my food.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate you.
All right, buddy. Yeah, thanks for having me. Later, man.
But yeah, it's definitely interesting. Should anyone else want to pop in, you're welcome. Don't be a jerk face, there's your truck. Yeah, we read that one. Yeah, it's a trip. Because it doesn't automatically, like, it's not an instantaneous type thing. And what's really annoying is when I go from bobtail to heavy trailer and it starts thinking, oh, we can start in fourth.
Check this out. The Dodge Viper is the only car sold that has blinker fluid. Why is that? The story.
I just Googled it. Yep. It actually had blinker fluid. Weird. Oh.
Look at it later, Jeff.
Yeah, I know.
That's good stuff right there, though. Oh, so what do you guys got? Anybody got any other specific questions for tonight that we can dip into? Otherwise, we're going to keep rambling about what we're doing now. You don't have the number.
Oh, we haven't had that in a while, man.
Yeah, we got rid of that because nobody ever used it, man. It was like, yeah, and it cost money, and I mean, it was groovy when a couple people used it, but yeah, it sucked. So, okay, I know the Freightliners are going to have it.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to affect the 27 trucks. And let's be real on this one. My guess is that by the time the manufacturers could react to the new rules, we're going to have a change in the White House and probably the Congress as well. And it's going to go back to the old.
God, I hope not.
Old stuff anyway. So
get out and vote, y'all.
So think about if you're a manufacturer and you're already tooled for this process. Why would you remove those tools with the possibility that it's just going to go back to the restrictions?
Not to mention, I mean, they there's a lot of money in retooling these factories for this stuff. And there was a major retooling they had to do with the 27 stuff because of the new EPA rules that were, taking effect and all that. And
look up Chrysler and their bid to produce the hydrogen powered four-wheelers sometime.
Right.
They had enough money to retool their factories once to produce these engines. And if they didn't sell, they were going to go bankrupt.
Right.
And so they went to the government and said, okay, we can do this. The research and development is done. They actually produced something like 150 of these cars, Charlie.
Yeah.
And they leased them out. Kind of like what Freightliner did with that first evolution of Cascadias, where we're going to give you these cars, but you got to report back to us how they run.
Right.
And people loved them, dude. Loved them. So they went to the government and said, okay, we can produce these cars. They have zero carbon footprint other than the manufacturing process, because when you burn hydrogen, it produces water vapor. But we need a distribution network for the fuel.
Right.
And the government said, you're out of your mind.
Yeah,
we're not doing that. So that's why we don't have hydrogen fueled cars.
Who funded all the natural gas at the truck stops and stuff? Do you know?
I have no idea who funded it. I know that Pilot Flying J went all in on it.
Right.
They still have LNG tanks at their truck stops on I-10.
I'm seeing pilots now putting in the EV charger places, their own brand of EV chargers at that.
Yep.
So I thought that was there's one up in Alabama that I see all the time, and it's like a special parking area and everything for those guys. And I'm like, wow, that's kind of neat.
But is that for the big trucks?
No.
Okay, I was gonna say I've seen them for the car.
It's four-wheelers, yeah. That would be cool to see a big truck one.
Yeah.
There might be hope then, in Alabama. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm. I still think that stuff's not ready for prime time.
Mm-hmm. The hell do you want?
Wow. I feel the love there.
Hey.
That guy.
So I paid the truck off in 3 weeks.
Nice.
Yep, the truck's paid off. I did talk to them, Jeff, and my insurance is $415 a month for when the truck's paid off, and that's $48,000 for coverage for something happens to the truck. So I'll be doing that, and I'm leaving Mercer to go back to run concerts full time.
Good.
There you go.
Are you going to do that for evermore, or is this a temporary gig?
Starting April, they had me on a tour that goes till December. Pays real well, $6,000 a week for 500 to 1,000 miles a week in a hotel 5 nights a week.
Nice.
So I'm gonna go do that, and I don't know if there's not enough work for me after that tour. I'll come back to Mercer. So, but yeah, that's what I'm off to go do.
So DJ, I did not know that about that. That was General Motors EV1 was produced 96 to 03, was the first mass-produced electric vehicle from a major automaker, featuring a two-door coupe design with a 70 to 100-mile range, Gen 2. It was exclusively leased in California and Arizona, never sold. Despite the positive reviews and high user satisfaction, it was discontinued and mostly destroyed due to the low profitability, high production costs, and limited short-range battery technology. Crazy.
Huh.
That is an ugly car.
Is it worse than the Cybertruck?
Maybe. I don't know.
Hey, you leave that Cybertruck alone.
That thing is hideous.
Oh, I love it. It's a trash can on wheels. Reminds me of my childhood.
Okay. Look, I'll put it up, Jeff.
Oh, what the hell is that? I just looked it up. That is an ugly car.
Right? I mean, that's some Jetson stuff, though. I mean, there is that.
Oh, I saw a Tesla Cybertruck the other day. It was all. Thanks for helping my diet, Charlie.
Yeah.
It was all wrapped in U.S. Army.
Nice.
It was a GSA vehicle for the recruiters.
I'll look into that, DJ. I'd be interested to watch a documentary like that. I like documentaries, man. But that is an ugly car. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Trucker Tim said, I hate that they put all the EV charging stations at the Europa Valley terminal up front instead of out in the back 40. I haven't been out there, so I didn't know what you're talking about. I know they put a bunch out there and they wanted to like put up a huge thing, but California told them, no, we ain't got enough power in the state to power an entire fleet.
I have seen in the past week, I've seen about 6 of the Tesla semis. 5 of them were for Pepsi, and then one of them was, I believe, Schneider out there in California.
Right. Hey, Mike.
And it was an interesting truck.
Yeah.
Well, when I was still at Swift, I used to run from Salt Lake to Stockton a lot. And that was one of the main test beds because, Silicon Valley, I-80.
Right.
And I saw 3 of them with my own Mark 1 eyeball. 3 of them burned up on the side of the road. So that was I don't know if that's still an issue, but yeah.
Suck.
Now, what I've seen 2 or 3 times now is they say on them test truck, but I've seen so far 3 different Scania trucks. They're cab over out on 80 and 40. And they're generally hauling another Scania truck on the flatbed, but like they're normally, I've seen 3 of them so far, 3 different times. Twice they were following each other, and it's interesting. I'm interested to see if they bring those into this market. If they bring the Scania long line, I think I'm gonna have to drop Kenworth.
Yeah, Google that Scania stuff and international because they're saying they're definitely bringing them over with the V8s, right? The V8s option.
Yes. Which is nice because that's nice because they have no EGR. They're that efficient.
Yep. Amazing, right? The fuel mileage
and I guess
ridiculous too.
And that new International is running that not the V8 motor, but some new Scania motor that they brought in.
Yep.
And I guess the only reason why they didn't go without the EGR on that motor was at the time they couldn't get the EPA approval for it.
Right.
So now with all this EPA stuff changing, I wonder if they're going to bring that motor in now without the EGR. They proved that they can get more fuel efficiency, more exhaust efficiency without it.
One of the hangups with Scania though was federal safety regulations. Even though they're actually safer trucks, they have to be tested through the U.S. safety standard stuff, and apparently that's super expensive and no guarantee.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Who is the guy? There's a guy that's big on Scania, and he's actually imported several now, and got
Bruce Wilson.
Yeah.
Yep.
That dude's awesome, man.
Yep. He had, he had his Scania at Maps, or Scania at Maps. Yeah, last year. I assume he's gonna, because he has his own booth and stuff. I assume he'll have it there this year, because he has a parts company called Truck One. No, that's not right.
Something like that.
Yeah, maybe it is, because he was, they're giving out all kinds of swag. I think it was Truck One, but neither here nor there. Yeah, it was kind of cool. I'm
not sure if they will.
It was really cool.
I'm not sure if they will this time, because they plan to have that Peterbilt they're raffling off, that 389. It's either the 389 or the 379, and you can buy raffle tickets for it right now, and you have until the end of Matt's to be able to get the raffle tickets, and they're announcing the winner of it there at Matt's.
Oh, well, that makes sense. I haven't followed him at all, so yeah, that obviously makes sense, right? It would be cool if they brought both, because he had a whole, I don't know what you call it, like he had a whole big corner, right? Because he had that Scania, and then they had their parts, and so they had room to put two trucks. It'd be cool if they had both of them there. If they had that Scania, because that Scania was cool, right? Just all the I don't know, all the nuances with it, right?
For cab overs, man, I don't know why, but I'm torn, because I love the look and the maneuverability of cab overs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I like the modern cab overs, because they still kind of have that weird classic feel to them. I don't know.
Right.
I don't understand it in my head. But then I'm like, I remember, seeing old pre-trip videos of the old cab overs and guys having to.
Yep.
That's a lot of work, man.
Yep.
That Scania though now it's an electric lift, electric drop. But you could access a lot of the motor right from the front, from the grill, lifting the grill to be able to check your fluids and stuff like that. You don't have to lift those no more.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say, is when he was there, there's so much stuff that opens up in the front. And then obviously, like, there's even like condenser and stuff will lift up and out, like you said, so you can get into the front for the most. I mean, I don't.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. It was cool. I thought that was really cool. There's a guy around here that has two. He's not a mobile mechanic, but he has a mechanic. It's called Winky's World, and he has two Freightliners, and they're not like brand new ones. They're like, I'll say the 2013s or something. With maybe they're even older than that, but they both have 60 series in them. He's had them swapped over, and they're cool. They're freaking cool.
So I tried to get Freightliner to sell me one a long time ago. The what do they call them?
The Argosy?
Yeah, the Argosy. Yeah. Bro, they flat out told me no. They're like, no, we don't sell those to people. I'm like, but I see them all the time, man. But they're better people than you, basically.
So there is 4 right now for sale on truck paper. And they're around 60,000. They're up there in Canada. So that means if there's 60,000 Canadian, that means they're going to be about 50,000 US.
Yeah, I would say,
and they're all right, and they're all running Detroit Series 60 motors, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They're all salt rotted and everything else at this point. Come on, let's be real.
Quick's probably seen so the reason I know about this guy is when I worked at night, when they had Iron Maintenance, still the third party, the outside vendor, or you can bring outside, is the guy brought him in to get serviced, and one of the young mechanics broke the whole grill because he didn't realize how to the grills lift up and out, right? And I don't know, he busted the whole plastic grill on one of them.
Oh God.
Like, I mean, I say busted, but like broke the hinge, and I don't know, it was a fucking mess.
Right. DJ said when he started driving, it was a cab over, and he never wants to drive it again. No comfort.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, see, if you had one of those Scanias, you'd say otherwise, though, with those Scanias.
Yeah, right. Yep.
Those things look crazy, man.
Yeah, that Scania that Bruce, I assume I'm sure there's probably like a stock feature, but his had a coffee maker right in the inlaid dash. I think it's set on the passenger side, which I'm assuming that
Yes.
like I don't think that was some custom that he did. I think that's how they come, right? It's cool.
That is a factory feature. Yes,
Yeah.
that's a factory
That is
feature.
awesome.
And if you get the long line edition now, they have an espresso latte, like a full
Oh God.
like pretty much like one of those ninja things that will
Yeah.
come down out of the bottom of a cabinet where you could stick your thermos in and fill it from that, or like if you want to make yourself a latte, you can with it. It's
That is
cool.
Fantastic.
Those are serious.
Yeah.
If you don't know anything about those V8s, so I mean, other than watching like YouTube videos of guys that got them kind of hot rod, but just like the stock ones, those things are wild, right? I mean, just compared to what we have, right? They're wild. To go see those
Oh, and
torque and horsepower on them.
And they're getting 12, 13. The ones that are built, like the more you build those, the better power. For some reason, for those motors, the better power you can get out of it, the better fuel economy they're getting with them. And so there's an 800 horsepower one getting the equivalent of 15 U.S. miles per gallon.
Yep. We went down this rabbit hole. I don't know. Maybe it was after Max last year, but I think it has something to do with the high compression that those V8s have. Is that's why that upgrades equal fuel mileage.
Right.
If I remember right, it was something with that, like because they're stupid high compression. But anyways, yeah, that was crazy.
So I was talking to someone last week, and they were talking about a report that came out that said with today's trucks, as in 25, 26, 27s, that they found that if they completely removed the DEF system and something else, that it's a guaranteed 3 miles per gallon increase with the way that these trucks can be tuned properly at the factory even.
Right? I could see that.
And I'm like,
I mean,
damn,
it's like that with most
I
trucks.
9
Yeah.
all the time right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say that like your light duty pickups and stuff that used to be I mean I guess because it's illegal, right? But that used to be one of the big selling features, right? If you took your Power Stroke or your Cummins and got it, everything removed, is they guarantee you like 4 miles a gallon, and they guarantee like 2.5 on heavy pulling,
Right.
just for doing that. But
yeah, that's crazy, man. I was like, good God, it just makes you crazy that, they're talking about, they want us to have better fuel mileage, right? And they said it would still be cleaner overall.
Yep.
They
And then
put all that crap into play and just double down on it. They're like, no, don't let people know about this stuff because,
Was it? I feel like it was in here that we were talking about they are testing for the emissions that coming off from DEF itself from the urea. Was it in here that we were talking about that?
I don't think so. But I
can't remember. Somewhere I was on a panel somewhere, and they were talking about that they're starting to test for these chemicals at the urea when it's burning, right? And it's it's so noxious and all this different shit, right? And they're I don't know that it's a problem, but right, but it's a problem probably in that area. Maybe if you live downwind of a truck stop.
Okay. I posted the truck stop last week, and dude, I was like, oh God, that had to be terrible because it looked like a DEF pump just ran wild.
Oh Lord.
Like
all
the
that white
whole
stuff all
parking
over the
lot
place.
was white and crusty from
Right, yeah, the whole parking lot looked like it had an ice rink or like a snowflake.
Oh my God.
Like
I-
under.
Well, so I
the-
was reading an article that the DEF is actually when it's being burned off, one of the largest cause of the honeybee population dropping.
That's funny. Yeah, you're right. So there's guys. Charlie, you may know him from my chats, but Salty Pirate and Billy Bob, those guys used to be bee haulers, right? They hauled bees for Tennessee, University of Tennessee. It was like 4 or 5 big universities with ag program, and they used to have the biggest issues with the bees attacking their trucks when their trucks were running like in a regen cycle. Like the bees would just like go freak. They sent us pictures. Quick's probably got some too of like this. Billy drove a yellow 389, and his 389 would be black. Like there would be so many bees when he was in a regen cycle. But then if he wasn't regenning, the bees were just, they were doing what bees do, I
Calm
guess.
down and go back to their boxes.
Yeah, but they would be like all over that truck trying to get in. It was nuts. They'd send us these pictures. It was unreal. So yeah,
why that is though.
There's obviously something they detect, right?
Urea is terrible just by itself before it's
Oh, yeah.
burnt. You know what I mean? And I'm super sensitive to like the smells of ammonia.
Mhm.
Oh my god, it drives me nuts. Like a cat litter box drives me insane.
Yep.
Oh, don't come to my house right now.
What's that?
Yep. Don't come to my house right now. We've got 2 indoor cats.
Right. Well, we still got one here, and every time I walk in the house, I'm like, God, the ammonia. They're like, what are you talking about, bro?
There's not many chemicals that affect like my hands and stuff.
Right.
Hydraulic fluids, right? Synthetic, whatever you name it. But if I'm messing with urea, like even if I wear gloves like around my wrist, where the gloves stop, that stuff's bad. Yeah, I'm sure we all know that anyway. But yeah, that stuff's bad. Whatever.
I mean, when a chemical.
Go ahead.
I was just saying, when a chemical can corrode aluminum, that they got to be looking at something different, a different solution.
Right. Yep.
People laugh at me all the time at the pump. I wear rubber gloves all the time. Disposable gloves. I throw them away when I'm done. Right.
Didn't Cat have a different solution that didn't take urea?
Yes. And it was rejected by the FDA. Or the FMCSA rejected it.
Yeah.
EPA, no?
EPA, yep.
That's unreal.
It's one of the alphabets, man. Come on.
I know, man.
All the alphabets.
Government.
It all gets confusing.
It was rejected by the government.
Yeah,
Hey,
pretty much rejected by the government.
I came on your panel because last week I had to drive from Boise to Twin Falls, which is 120 miles give or take off of 84, and I was 100%. None of you truck drivers let me know this ahead of time about the triples and the axles situations out there. That is wild, in the doubles.
Yeah.
That is wild out there. I'm sure it's pretty common for people that run out there in the plains and stuff. But
yeah, triples are scary, man.
Yep. That is a wild thing.
Behind them for a while and just watch them. Oh my god! Holy hell!
Yep.
This is why they call them wiggle wagons.
So the hotel I stayed at was across the street from a small UPS. I don't know, like a cross dock, I guess. I mean, it literally had like 6 doors or something, or 8 doors. But there was a guy that I watched. I wish I would have recorded it. That pulled in, and it was a small lot, and pulled in with triples on, and he commenced to backing the triples to line them up, right, to set them all next to you. He didn't get him in a door or anything, right? He just pulled in, did like a U-turn, and then 1, 2, and 3. I was like, holy shit, that's fucking amazing right there. That was fucking crazy. And he did it quickly too, right? Like it wasn't like a fucking 8-hour situation. I mean, he probably did that. It probably took him longer to go disconnect the dolly or the dolly parts than it was to actually get them set up.
Well, I haven't seen it in a long time, but I saw one of these the other day up on the turnpike running those triple 53s. That's through Ohio and stuff.
No shit. I didn't even realize they had those somewhat in this area.
The only place I've ever seen them is on the turnpike.
Right.
Huh.
And it's been years since I've seen one. I thought maybe they stopped doing it, but no, I saw one about 2-3 weeks ago.
Oh shit. Do you guys, and of course again I could Google this and I'm sure there's plenty, but do they run longer trailers out there? I was in Discord talking to people about that. Like single, like 60s or something?
57.
57s, okay. Because I could have swore like half the trailers that were single, well, even some of the ones that had like a tanker, right? That had like a baby, like a pup tank on the back. I was like, man, these trailers look super, super long, right? Like I guess that's not what's that, 4 feet? I guess it's not like super long, but they seem like
Swift had quite a few of them running out of Texas.
Yeah,
for a while.
Oh shit,
Trip.
that's pretty crazy. I personally thought that was pretty
you hooked
wild.
to one. Lord help you.
Yeah. Well, it was pretty amazing to see. I mean, obviously there's plenty of just regular driving, whatever, just coming through there. But to see that, you could tell who all the locals were because everybody had, a pusher axle on their truck.
Right.
I was like that. That's chaos. And I went through a couple of the dealerships. And again, I probably should have recorded some of this or stopped, but because all their trucks out there are obviously fitted with that, right? If you're going to buy a new truck, that's how you buy it. I don't know. I thought all that shit was wild. Personally.
Yeah, it's a trip. Well, they got big critters out there, man.
Yeah.
There's elk wandering around out in Idaho, and then these giant herds of freaking what are they?
Caribou.
Who?
The caribou.
No, that's
Moose?
way up. No, the little guys.
The little guys.
Yeah, those little critters with the pronghorn antelope.
St. Antelope. Yeah.
Those things are fast, bro. They're like the fastest critter in the U.S., right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can see hundreds of them, man, running towards a fence at the side of a road, and you're like, "Oh God, oh
yeah,
God."
right? Yeah, melee, right?
Well, you get up there on that stretch of I-90 that goes through Idaho up in the Panhandle.
Yeah,
you got bighorn sheep up there.
Yeah.
I went to when I was there. I went to my original lawyer's office. His wife's he's an old. I don't know. He's in his. I'd say he's in his mid-50s, but his wife's his secretary. And so, anyways, we were bullshitting, and he was telling me they come to Illinois to fish, whatever, like the northwestern part, I think, in the summer. And she was telling us about how small our deer were, right? And which obviously I'm in Indiana, but same. And that's why I told her. I said that's amazing because Illinois around here would be where the giant deer live at, right? Especially up in that part.
Well, growing up in Oregon, when I first started driving, the first time I saw a deer on the East Coast, I thought it was like a genetic anomaly or something.
No shit.
Well, in Oregon, most of the deer we have are blacktail or
whitetail.
Blacktail or mule deer. Whitetails aren't very prominent except out in a certain part of Oregon. I can't remember exactly where. And blacktail are pretty small. Mule deer are just big, ugly bastards as far as I'm concerned. They get some nice racks, but I'm not a rack hunter, so I'm a meat guy. I just want the meat. I don't even care about what they got on their head. I remember driving from Boise or somewhere out there near maybe Mountain Home. I had to take that road. Yeah, it was Mountain Home. I had to take that road north out of Mountain Home, Jeff, and run a back road to cut up to somewhere else. And of course, it was, icy, snowy, right? Because, why not? That's the best time to be on that tiny little road back there, which has these crazy hairpins and big cliffs and stuff like that. And I remember coming around this one turn, and I'm on ice, and there's banks of ice walls on the side where they had plowed, and it's now as tall as your truck windows. And I'm coming around this turn, and I see the ass end of an elk. Very distinct, big, bright, light colored butt, right? And I'm like, oh no. So I start slowing down, trying to slow down, not slide. And by the time I got stopped, there was probably 50 huge, massive bull elk and cow elk and baby. They're all standing in the dang road. Oh my God. I needed new panties after that. Just saying.
Yeah, I was delivering to the Kmart back when they had Kmart up in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. And I'm sitting there waiting for them to open. And this moose comes up to me.
Oh, God.
And he's looking down at me. I'm sitting in my driver's seat.
Right.
He's looking down at me. Now, I was talking to the store guy. He's like, oh, yeah, that's old, whatever they call the moose. She just likes to come in and see what's going on in town every once in a while.
Good Lord.
Crazy.
I remember coming down 200 one time out of Montana and down towards Idaho there. And I was downhill, coming down this big turn. There's a river on the side, right? and I see something. I've never seen a moose in real life before. I just see something breaking brush coming down, running down the side, and I could see two bodies, what it looked like. And then those big dummies got out in the middle of the road and stopped running.
Yeah, they do that.
And apparently they have very poor eyesight, but great smell and hearing. And I swear, as I got closer, you watched them go like this. And then they moved just in time because I wasn't stopping. I was heavy, bro. Like I was heavy, and and they were huge, man. It was a big cow and a younger. I don't know sex of that one. I don't know when they start getting big horns and stuff, but dude, those things were huge, and that's when I found out that the average height is 6 feet tall at the shoulder.
Yep.
That's
but
crazy.
they're all freaking legged.
Yep.
Yeah, we had
They look
last
ridiculous.
time I was home, we had a moose wandering our neighborhood.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, I found up in Canada, they're smaller than the ones here in the U.S.
Really?
So the amount of times I've seen them up there in Canada when I do that tour every year where I'm going across from literally one side to the other. And every time I've seen one, they are smaller than the ones I've seen here in the U.S. I've never seen a large moose, and I told that they're on average between like 4.5, 5.5 feet tall. They don't get as big as the ones that we have.
Well,
I'm not sure if that's more snow, so they eat less.
It's the USA. We do everything better.
Right. Midlife trucker, Tom Bell. He said he told a 78 Mustang to hitting a mule deer, and it still limped away. Like legit, those things are big.
Yep.
For deer, those things are huge. They're like and they don't seem smart to me. Except if you're hunting them, they know to stay the hell away from you. I'm just
right.
That's it. Other than that, they're big dummies. I think. I don't know. Yeah, good luck.
Tim, if you go up into Maine a lot, and like if you're up in like Colorado, stuff like that, you'll see them. That's mainly where I see them is like Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, and then like in Colorado and stuff like that. That's where I've seen them. I've never seen them anywhere else but there in the States, and then in Canada, I've seen them 5 or 6 different times all throughout the state, all throughout the country, and they're different provinces I got.
The one other time I saw a moose was on that road 200 again in Montana, and it was down in the river. And that was I can't remember which I saw first, whether it was the pair or that one in the river. 2 separate trips through there. Anyhow, the one in the river its belly was just dragging the water. And I remember thinking, damn, that's some deep water, because them suckers got some long ass legs. They look ridiculous. I'm just saying, whatever.
Oh, that's funny.
Caribou is smaller than elk, right? Caribou are kind of meaty, though. I'm just saying, they look pretty beefy. I wonder what they taste like. I never tasted a caribou. I bet
Caribou is delicious.
I was gonna say,
especially if you go get the coffee.
Is caribou like elk, like super not fatty? Got to be careful about drying it out when you cook it.
It's in the same class of meat.
The elk in Flagstaff are nothing compared to the elk up in Oregon and Washington and Idaho. The Roosevelt elk, they are massive. Out on the Oregon coast, you're like, why? They're oh my god. And you can see herds. There's one herd that actually was real close to where my house was, because the property owner would not let anybody hunt on it, and he's got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of acres on the road. He's the only one who can hunt that property, bro. Hundreds of elk, bestial trophy guys. Oh my god, yeah, it sucks. It's great for you. I just want the meat, like I said. He won't let anybody take anything off that property. And if he catches you, you're going to jail. Oh, yeah, big herds up in Alberta. I can believe that. Let's see.
I got chased by an elk or by a moose in Alberta once. We were canoeing the Bowen Lakes up there,
Really?
It's only famous if you're into that sort of thing. But it's a string of lakes that you paddle the whole thing, and it's just over 100 miles. So in Boy Scouts, you get your 100-mile thing for doing it. But so we were just taking pictures back in the late 80s, so we had the disposable cameras,
Right.
no digital. We're taking pictures of this beautiful moose that's just grazing out in the lake, and it starts coming towards us, and it starts gaining speed. We look towards the shore, and there's baby on the shore. We were right between mama and baby. I don't think I've ever had a faster in my life.
Right.
That's out in the boundary waters, right?
I don't know, but it's a national park up there, the Bowen Lakes National Park.
Yeah, that's the boundary waters. That's the big thing that the Boy Scouts go do, and it's that 100. It's like a week-long canoeing trip.
Yeah.
Hey, before we run out of time,
that was probably the funnest trip I did when I was in Scouts.
Narc,
What?
congratulations on winning your court case.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Hopefully we won't have to do it again.
You know whose. I'm just saying, I won't say
Yeah.
it.
It brought out this the FOMO situation, right? Like it brought out all the other, now all the other people are working on lawsuits as we speak. So,
of course.
Yeah. Oh well. But yeah, I wish. I probably shouldn't even say it, but I mean, I'm sure it's safe. I was taking super secret shots because I was in the hallway when he showed up, right? Because the case was already over, and I was in the hallway waiting for my paperwork. And to see his face when they told him you're not allowed, the court's over, and you're late, and you missed it, and then to see his face when he looked down the hallway and saw me and realized it was me standing there, it was worth it. And I took 3 or 4 pictures. Like sneakily with my camera. I'll send you one. You can have one, but it was totally worth it. Right?
Can you confirm or deny that he started crying?
So this time he did not. The first time he legitimately was like on his knees crying in the court saying this isn't fair. But this time he was not like per se like crying. He was just crying as the same deal. This isn't fair. This always happens. This is how the government treats people like us. That kind of crying. But not legitimate. Well, I mean, I don't know. I wasn't close enough to see, but I don't think he was like shedding tears this time. The first time he was. So. Yeah. Poor guy. I've said this a million times and I'm not, for anybody that cares, right? I'm going to do a full video on it later so we can explain the whole thing. But if you're like, his whole goal for the last 9 months has been to, get one of these protection orders put against me, for internet trolling, right? As bad as it is, you would think if he would have showed up 15 minutes early for the 9:30 court, right? I'll say I would have been screwed, but we would have went through with it because it was 9:17 when the judge hit the gavel. Right? He had like a digital clock that the judge did on his, on his bench.
Yeah.
And he hit the fucking gavel down at like 9:16 and 48 seconds. Right. So if he would have just showed up 15 minutes early for his 9:30 court appearance.
Who shows up for court 2 minutes before what you thought was the time?
Yep. And he's been through this process multiple times, so he knows how it works. Like he's been to court. There were 3 arraignments technically for this time. The original one, which I hadn't had my service yet, so they pushed it. Then the next one I put in for a Zoom, so he showed up for that one. And then the third one was when they pushed the date to give me time to get funds together. Right. And all of those is the paperwork was the same. I received copies of it, right? Because I had to digitally sign all of it, where it tells the date and the time, and he signs right underneath of it, and I sign directly below him. So he signed it, right? Like it wasn't like an auto sign or any of that kind of stuff, right? He hand signatured it all. So yeah, that's, I mean, Be punctual, people, right? Responsibility, especially if it's something that's important to you, right? I mean, I didn't have anything else going on, right? But the courthouse opened at 8, and I was sitting on the bench out front at 8:05, right?
Okay.
Like just to be on the safe side, because you never know, right? You never know.
Yeah.
I'm not from there. Who knows?
Ida wants to know if you have an address for Chris because she wants to send him some anti-butthurt cream.
I do. So his first time he did it back in April is he put his full, his address and stuff on the paperwork. This time he did not, but I mean, assuming he hasn't moved, but yeah, poor guy. I fully expect a third one, so we'll probably go through this again.
Just remember, if he loses that third one,
yep. Well, I can't really say, but I think I might even send it to you, but I'm gonna have help from here on out with the locals there, which is good. Make relationships, right? And now what we talk about, good relationships, right? The clerk lady I'd been on and off the phone with for a month, explaining the whole thing, and then I went the day before and met with her and the criminal clerk, right? She's a civil clerk, and I met with her and the criminal for, I don't know, 30 or 40 minutes, right? So, and she was there because it was a civil trial day, right? So she was there. So, I would assume I won't have any more issues, but I mean, you never know, right? Like, I mean, stuff happens.
It's just the way I roll. I would have done it just like you did, Narc. Just show up as early as possible.
Yep.
Maybe go to the court cafeteria, have a coffee while I'm waiting.
Right?
Yep. Yeah. You never know.
I don't ever want to risk being late. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I would. Yeah. Something. I mean, that. Just on my end, right? It just been purely money wasted if I was not there, right? I mean, right. I mean, obviously, but yeah, I don't know. In general in life, right? Like I'm the guy that's at work 15 or 20 minutes early every day, right? So it just always been like that.
If I ain't early, I'm late.
Yep, facts, right? Yeah, and they used to be a tag, right? If you're not 15 minutes early, you're late or something like that. So,
and see, so in the Army, it was like, if you're a private, you need to be there, so if the first sergeant is calling the formation, then your platoon sergeant wants you there 15 minutes before the first sergeant wants you there. And then your squad leader wants you there 15 minutes before the platoon sergeant wants you there. And your squad leader wants you there 15 minutes before that. Before it's all done, if you're like a buck nothing private, you're like 2 hours early, bro.
Yep.
I'm just saying. All right, with that, we're going to wrap this thing, y'all. Jeff, take us out of here. Hey, Narc,
hey,
I appreciate you. Matt, love you. You guys, we're going to get out of here.
Congratulations, Matt. Congratulations, man. That's awesome. On the truck thing.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Can't
keep
wait.
that rubber side down, guys. And remember, with no action, there is no traction.
Take care of each other. Look after each other. Nobody's looking after us but us. And we'll see you next Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern time, right here on our little Trucking Talks live show.